We begin CBS 2 News at 11 with breaking news. A pedestrian is hit and killed in Santa Ana, and street racing may be to blame.
Stu Bendel is live above the scene in Sky 2. Stu?
Pat, Jeff, it's all happening out here on Cedar in Santa Ana PD, definitely looking into that street racing angle. They haven't confirmed it yet, but sadly, one pedestrian did die, and that person passed away at the hospital. It all happened out here on Cedar, very residential street in the Santa Ana area, near the cross of Edinger. Now, that vehicle that you see crashed right there was the vehicle that struck the pedestrian. That pedestrian was taken to a local hospital, and that's where he passed away. The driver of that car, well, he was here on scene and is talking to the Santa Ana PD. Right now, the investigation is still ongoing. I'm Stu Mendel, live in Sky 2. Back to you two in the studio.
All right, thank you for that, Stu. Now, a suspicious package caused fear tonight at Senator Dianne Feinstein's West LA office, but it turned out to be a false alarm.
Federal agents were trying to find the person sending real pipe bombs through the mail.
And that has people on alert across the country. CBS 2's Randy Page is live in West LA, where they weren't taking any chances tonight. Randy.
That's exactly right, Pat. You know, I think a lot of people probably aren't even aware that Dianne Feinstein has an office here in West LA. She's more associated with San Francisco, but she is right here in the Westwood Gateway building. She's seldom here, so it came as somewhat of a surprise that a suspicious package turned up here. Here's the view from Sky 2 earlier this evening. The LAPD bomb squad arrived about 6 this evening, after a mailroom employee in Senator Dianne Feinstein's office noticed a manila envelope with a handwritten address that misspelled the word Monica in Santa Monica Boulevard. The employee thought it looked suspicious, so he called 911. The bomb squad x-rayed the package and found a CD was inside, not a bomb. And it wasn't the only false alarm today. The Time Warner Center in New York, which is CNN's Manhattan headquarters, was partially evacuated for about an hour while police investigated a pair of unattended packages. Both turned out to be harmless. But 3 package bombs were discovered today, one at actor Robert De Niro's movie company's office in Manhattan, and 2 in mail facilities in Delaware, both addressed to former Vice President Joe Biden.
We've got to turn off this hate machine. And I think you're going to see a lot of Republicans as well as Democrats out there saying enough is enough.
The FBI wants any suspicious packages to be reported immediately. And tonight, the LAPD is saying the mailroom employee who called in the bomb squad tonight made the right call. And tonight, investigators say they have plenty to work on because they think that a number of these packages were mailed in South Florida, so they're poring over security camera video there. Live in West Los Angeles, Randy Page, CBS 2 News.
Randy, thank you. Intense flames this evening. More than 100 firefighters battled a large fire at a warehouse in downtown L.A. Sky 2 overhead, the fire just after 5:30 this evening along South Long Beach Avenue. Fire tore right through the one-story building, forced firefighters to try to knock it down from outside the building. The heat caused a transformer across the street to blow, but firefighters were able to keep it from spreading. They had it knocked down by 7:30.
Robert Durst will stand trial for allegedly killing a close friend 18 years ago in Benedict Canyon. The 75-year-old New York real estate scion is accused of killing Susan Berman, who was found dead in her home on Christmas Eve in 2000. Prosecutors say Durst killed Berman because she was about to be questioned by New York police about the disappearance of his first wife, Kathleen Durst. Kathleen vanished in 1982 and has never been found. Durst was the subject of the popular HBO series, The Jinx.
More tragedy in Yosemite, where 2 people fell to their deaths today from the popular proposal spot known as Taft Point. That's the same place where this now famous photo of another couple was snapped earlier this month. Rangers haven't released the identities of the man and woman killed today. Park officials say it's unclear how, or even for that matter, when they fell from Taft Point. 10 visitors have now died at Yosemite this year alone.
Well, when will people learn if you're doing something wrong or wasting taxpayer money? Our David Goldstein is going to find you.
Tonight, David's back here with another undercover investigation. Joins us live. Dave.
Tonight, County Animal Control. You know, there are tens of thousands of unlicensed dogs and cats in LA County. It's the job of the animal control officers to track them down with the money from the licenses used for the shelters. But we found some officers doing anything but work for hours. You're supposed to be working for taxpayers, not working out in a gym, right? We caught this county animal control officer lifting weights while not lifting a finger for taxpayers. 4 or 5 hours at a time we've had you at your house.
No.
This one going home for hours instead of working.
Now he's going to sleep with his glasses on.
And this one just sleeping like a puppy. How does that raise money for the animal care department? They're all animal control officers for LA County. Their job is to make sure dogs and cats are licensed and have their rabies shots by going door to door in various neighborhoods, with some of the money from the licenses used for maintaining the animal shelters.
And now he's walking back to the Prius.
Fidel Perez is one of the officers. He made more than $91,000 in taxpayer-funded salary and benefits last year.
It's him.
With our hidden cameras, we'd watch him check in at the animal control office in Norwalk around 7 a.m. Their hours are 7 a.m. to 5:30, 4 days a week.
Okay, he's pulling away.
And then leave to do his job, sometimes in the county car, other times using his own SUV.
He's backing in, I think.
But on 5 different days, we found Perez actually drove home just a few hours later, hiding the car in his garage and staying most of the day.
There he is.
Here, our hidden cameras caught him at home at 9:24 in the morning, and he stayed until 3:30, earning your taxpayer money. But we obtained what's called the field canvas card, where employees have to keep a record of every home they visit. On it, Perez claims he went to dozens of homes, saying the number of first-time calls he made was 82, with another 10 callbacks. That's 92 visits, and even though we saw him at home for more than 6 hours, he claims he worked 10.
He's walking outside.
Another day, he was home walking around in his shorts and was there for more than 4 hours.
Here he is.
And finally, on this day in September, on county time, our hidden cameras caught Perez having a yard sale in front of his house.
We got the smartwatches.
He was selling smartwatches and other items most of the day. I'm David Goldstein with CBS 2 News. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, good. When we caught up with Perez, he didn't have much to say. How about the day you had a garage sale at your house, sir? You and your wife, you were working that Saturday, weren't you?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, you're sure you know what I'm talking about. Is this the way taxpayer money's supposed to be spent, Mr. Perez?
Okay, here he comes.
And he's not the only one. We watched Animal Control Officer Antonio Herrera come to LA Fitness during working hours and saw him lifting weights, spending hours at the gym on 3 different days while on duty. One of those days, he reported that he made 97 first-time calls. We've seen you for hours at a time inside the gym instead of working for animal control. How do you explain that? Is that what taxpayers are getting for their money, sir? You're supposed to be working for taxpayers, not working out in a gym, right? We also saw Animal Control Officer Bryant Morales at 2 different gyms during working hours. We've seen you working out at the gym. You're supposed to be earning taxpayer money, aren't you?
No, I'm working, but...
You're working? You're working out at the gym.
I'm on my lunch.
You're working on your lunch? Come on. And finally, there's Officer Steve Edwards. He didn't work out or do much work. We saw him one day sitting in his car at the park, shirtless, or sleeping, combined for more than 4 hours. His card showed he made 66 calls. Mr. Edwards, how does that raise money for the animal care department and raise money to take care of animals if you're just sleeping in your car instead of writing licenses? He sleeps in his car all day. We showed the video to Marcia Maeda. He came home in the middle of the day. She's the head of Animal Care and Control, and she took in over $378,000 last year in taxpayer-funded salary and benefits. What does this say about supervision?
Well, it raises a lot of concerns.
I mean, how does something like that happen when somebody is spending hours of county time on his own time?
Well, it may be a failure of supervision.
Is this the way your taxpayer money is supposed to be spent? You go home. Now, all of the officers claim they worked 10 hours on all of those days. Maeda says she's referred what we found to the county auditor for a complete investigation.
Wow.
To you guys.
Well, you'd think that the honest officers over there who are doing their job would have had something to say.
You would think, but everyone goes out and they go out on their own and nobody really knows what anyone else is doing.
And they don't like to talk to Goldstein's big microphone. Did you notice that? Every time you ask them a question, kind of
they didn't have an answer. They knew they got caught.
David, what a great report. All right,
Thanks.
thank you. All right, from weaving in and out of traffic to side-swiping other cars to an epic pit maneuver. All the highlights from today's Wild Pursuit in the Valley. Plus,
more troubles at Hoover High. Their homecoming game, well, it's canceled. Tonight we're hearing from furious parents and also the students.
Plus, caught on camera, the terrifying moment a sidewalk gives way, sending 2 women crashing down.
and with Kobe Bryant and Yasiel Puig at Staples Center tonight, LeBron and the Lakers took on the Nuggets. Jim Hill has that and more later in sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Garth Kemp. Wow, what a day today. Getting ready for the weekend. Your forecast coming up.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.